Mic check, and we are live. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the 121st episode of the Saturday Morning Stand-Up, where we talk Splinterlands for about an hour. What's been going on, what you've been up to, basically anything related to Splinterlands. So we can go ahead and jump into it. I've been doing a lot with Splinterlands this last week. I put a video out just yesterday. I'd been asked a lot. Just 1 minute. Had to open up my drink. One of the common questions from new users, and I've been getting a lot of new players coming on, so I want to welcome everybody. If you're a new player, thanks for joining the stream. If you have any questions, throw them in chat. We can talk about them. But one of the main questions that I get once a new player has jumped into the game and started playing, decided they liked the game, bought the spell book, and jumped in is, how do I buy DEC and SPS? So I put together a little tutorial with the help of Azarcon. I was pinging and talking to them for a little bit. And I also cross-posted it over on the Hive blog. So if you'd like to check that out, I do have it up on my YouTube channel and over on the Hive blog. But that's one of the things that I've been doing this week because it took quite a few hours to put that together. But I think it's a very important conversation to have because one of the biggest, I don't want to say walls, but one of the big parts of the learning curve to learning the game is how to actually get DEC and SPS into the game, which involves learning about how to buy and transfer cryptocurrency. So we could talk about that if you want to. Indie Ants here. Welcome for dropping by. Thanks for spending some time with us. Donnie S is here. Welcome, Donnie. Crypto Beavers in the house. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Wibbles here with the big wee. 16 pints past the Beaver's Den. Okay, whatever that means. If you've been drinking Wibble, 16 pints is a lot of beer. Crypto Beaver says, who has been trying their luck at the Magic Yabba's Pickle? I have not, to tell you the truth. I got my max level gold foil pickle, and I'm kind of happy with it. Obviously, a black foil or an arcane would be better, but I'm pretty happy with the gold foil that I have. So this match just happened to come up. I forgot to turn off my Archmage bot. If you haven't been following me, I use the Archmage bot. This is not a promotion. I don't make anything off of it. I've been using it and playing my accounts in Wild over the last few years because I like to get the most usage for my energy, and on a daily basis due to me having a YouTube channel and a full-time job, I just don't have time to spend all the energy. So I like to try and use up all my energy with that bot. But either way, let's see. Good. Gathering the Magic's here. Welcome. Says good morning all. Love frontier mode. Very challenging. Now that is a topic that I want to dive into this week. I have not had a chance to play frontier mode, but I want to jump in and I want to do a video on it and experience what everybody's. I've been watching the Discord and people throwing up cool frontier mode cards that they've been getting and everything. And I love the way that the game has evolved and the team has brought the game forward as far as from the new user standpoint and bringing new players into the game. I love it. I love the idea of it. It's a pretty cool name too. They put up a vote to get ideas of what people wanted to call it. I think Frontier Mode is pretty cool name for it. But either way, I want to jump in. Look at how this match is going, man. I'm trying to investigate why everything is stacking up like this. Look at all these characters and all the different abilities they have stacked up on them. Man, this is pretty amazing. Got off track. I was just replaying this because this just happened and I just wanted to see what was. Oh, I see. It has probably something to do with Olivia being in the back. Look at how many powers are stacked up on her. Man, that's pretty wild. But yeah, Gathering, I want to jump in and check out Frontier mode this next coming week. I've got so many things going on a weekly basis that I need to kind of, it'd probably be good for me to sit down and make more of a schedule, and say, oh, I want to cover this topic on Tuesday or whatever, but I just don't have the time. But I do want to make time for that though. So, Lady Sharon's in the house. Welcome, Sharon. Says, good morning. Bought a grain plot of land this week and figured out, with help, how to get it up and running. Not max, but that's okay. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I've done a number of videos on that, approaching it from different angles, getting plots up and down, up and online. When I originally came into the land game, I bought my plots and I staked everything out max. Max level cards, that is. Most of my plots are still staked out with max level common gold foil Chaos Legion cards. Due to the price at that point in time, it was very attractive as far as production points. Obviously, since then, the price on the cards has went up significantly, so it's a different argument these days. Some of my plots I have went back over time and, like you're saying, started out at one type of staking and worked my way up. Gathering the Magic has done a number of videos in that kind of format as well, where one of the benefits of not staking a max card is that you can save a lot of DEC as far as what you need to stake. Because if you stake a max level card, whether it's a common or legendary, it's still 10,000 SPS, right, per card. So obviously, if you were going to come out of pocket for 10,000 SPS, which is, I don't know, about $7 now, maybe $8. I haven't looked at it lately, or in the last day or two. Then it would behoove you to just go ahead and have as good a card on there maxed out as possible. But a lot of people start out low and get in, and as we've been discussing back and forth, get that plot of land, just get it up and running, and just kind of improve it over time, So good way to get into the land game. I hope you're having fun with it. It's very interesting. Let's go back to lobby. We can get out of that. Okay, let's see what everybody else is doing. Karen's in the house. Welcome, Karen. Thanks for dropping by. Says, hello, all. Just finished my 3 sets of Frontier games. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I haven't jumped in, but I do want to jump in. And what I want to do is like an episode and jump in and just play it and give my thoughts on it. I know it seems like everybody talking in Discord and everything has a good opinion of it. And I like the idea and how it's coming. Obviously, on the technical side of things, they've been having some issues, but they've been resolving them as they come up, so it's a good thing. It is keeping the team busy, because when they had the patch this last week, I saw several more mentions from Gator about like, okay, we fixed this, and then we fixed that, and then we fixed this, and it really goes to show that this is another reason why I really like this game, is because the team is very vocal and very communicative. It's hard to say on live stream. With the rest of us like this. There's not a lot of games where the team comes out and is just telling us all this stuff, comes out and answers questions, and then when there's problems we bring up, they come back and say, okay, we fixed it, and blah, blah, blah. I love that as far as, interfacing with the team. So let's see here. What is everybody saying? A lot of people here today. Welcome, and thanks for dropping by, as I always like to say. Gathering says, going for the pickle every day. That sounds kind of not safe for work, but I think the tickets will run low in a week or so. Just make some more, right? Paul Taylor's in the house. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for dropping by, and thanks for commenting on all the different videos you do, or that I do. Appreciate the comments when you have them. DeHaas is in the house. Welcome. another relatively new player that's come aboard that we talked to over on my Discord. I have a separate Discord. We have the main Splinterlands Discord, which you can go into in a number of different channels depending upon what you want to talk about. But I have a separate Discord for my channel, and you can find a link in my show comments if you want to join. We have two different really main channels. Well, we have a main channel, and then we have a channel dedicated to Splinterlands and a channel dedicated to Atlas Earth. So whatever you want to talk about, just put it in an appropriate channel and join if you'd like. And I mentioned that because DeHaas is over there. We talk once in a while. Wibble says, sadly, I'm sober. It's from one of the Splinter Vibes song. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think those songs are pretty interesting. I did a video this last week about that one song I picked up, and it had in fact, I played it on this last weekend, live stream. Had like a, I guess, a Frank Sinatra vibe to it. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, and I'm sober too. In fact, I'm not that I think I really have a problem. I've been drinking since I was a teenager. I love good beer and I love good whiskey, but I have not drank anything since the end of February of this year, mainly because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, right? So I also kind of trimmed my beard a little bit. Not that that's contributing to my weight, but let's see here. Donnie S says, sorry, I'm on the wrong stream. Well, Donnie, stop by tomorrow. Sunday is my Atlas Earth stream. In fact, later on today, I'll be over on Beer Money Engine. He's doing a stream, and there's a big thing going on today where a new president may take over. So, but my main Atlas Earth stream is usually on Sunday. So, see you there. Lady Sharon says, also trying out the Foundations thing. I suck at it. But I also tend to play that mode when rushed. As far as for the pickle, I still have tickets. I'd rather sell, but I missed the window. Price is low now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of, it's just like stocks. Things within Splinterlands, they go up and they go down. And I don't have enough time during the day to continually watch the market, so I'm not really one to talk about that. But I do know, it's a matter of timing on that. If you want to sell and make a profit, it's much like buying and selling stocks on a daily basis. DeHaas agrees and says Foundations has been, or Frontier has been tons of fun so far. Merlin's Matrix is in the house. Welcome. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Lady Sharon says we'll probably try a time or two for it as far as the pickle goes. If you're not up on the situation, you can buy tickets or you can make tickets to go ahead and get in on that pickle entry. But like I said, once I got my gold foil pickle, I was here, that's what I needed for my play, right? And once I got it, I'm kind of less interested. I haven't made any tickets to sell. I'm just kind of in fact I probably need to go in and check my production. Last time I claimed was 4 days ago, but I'm just stacking aura currently for future uses, really. I still am producing aura on 2 different plots, and I'm just kind of stacking it. I may take one plot off of aura and go back to research, per that conversation we had with Gathering last week in a video he did, but I haven't done that yet. Gathering says the Archons from Frontier mode are the best way for new players to build a deck without spending money. I agree. Plus, they are sellable if you want to sell them. Yeah, you know what? I liked, let's see, let's go to market, buy cards, let's clear, let's go to Foundations and Archons. You know what? I loved this one, Marlai Singariel. Some of these names. So anyway, one of my favorite cards whenever I first came in, or one of my first favorite archons when I first came into the game a few years ago was a blue card, and it was +1 to magic. I think blue is very strong in magic, especially if you go into wild. Not so much now, but if you play in wild any, let's go back to items and clear. See, she gets a +1 to all magic cards, and that's very similar to probably my most favorite Archon, which is Alric, because he also, this is back in beta, he also gives +1 to magic. So I think back in this time period, most people would agree that blue was very strong, if not the strongest. For, I guess what I want to say, us budget players or middle of the road players, I'm talking about people that don't have the high end, really expensive cards. I really like him, and I still play him. I've got two. You can see I've got 2 copies of him. They're not maxed out by any means. I probably should go back out and max him out, but I still play him in primarily like silver level matches that are brawls. That's pretty much what I play now. So, but my point is those 2 cards are very familiar to me, or seemed very similar to me, and that's what piqued my interest in the Archon. So I need to go, and I need to do a video on those and pick up all those cards. Let's see here. Ghostly BG's in the house. Welcome, Ghostly. Thanks for dropping by. Lady Sharon says, at Donnie S, I started with Atlas Earth, popped in here to support Bronze Dragon, and now I'm playing this too. Yeah, I mean, I've had a fair amount of people sign up. Let's see. Let's look at my ambassador status. So I've had 73 referrals since we started this whole referral there's always been like a referral program, but at a certain point they kind of reset us and called it a different name, ambassador status. And since then I've got 73 referrals with 13 people buying spellbooks. So a lot of people trying out the game, and hey, that's fine. It's not for everybody, right? And I think some people come in and start playing the game and they kind of get the wrong idea. But I will also say a lot of these referrals were before the newer stuff in the game hit with the Frontier mode and this newer set. So since the newer set hit, I think I've had a better rate of people actually deciding to play the game and buy the spellbook. So, but this is good. This is what we're all working for. If you play Splinterlands, you have a referral code. Anybody can go up here into their little gear settings icon and use your ambassador code. And if you've got a friend or family member that wants to start playing, you can explain the game to them and then just send them your ambassador code, or it's like a link, right? And they use the link, sign up for the game, and it helps you out a little bit as time goes along. It's not, what you get off the ambassador thing is not a lot, but it's a little bit, and it helps out, right? And you get a little bit of extra glint here and there. So at the end of each season, so it helps out. Okay. I also this week, during the process of putting that video together on how to buy DEC and SPS, I also bought myself some more DEC because I was running a little bit low. And come to think of it, let's go over to SPL Trader because I've got a lot of DEC sitting in SPL Trader. Let's go ahead and sign in. SPL Trader has not been moving a whole lot though. Okay, so I'm sitting at 423,000. I've had DEC invested in Splinter Trader since the end of January, and I'm looking at my 423, 940. Yeah, see, let's see here. Last time I checked it was on the 29th, a few days ago, and it hasn't moved that much. I've earned maybe 800 DEC. So it's what I'm making on it is has really, oh, wrong website. Um, what I'm making on it, it has really went down. So I think if I did an average, I might be making a couple hundred DEC a day on this, and you can see I've got over 400,000 sitting here. So I would like to I would like to bring this up to 500,000 and then just start siphoning off DEC as it's made. But what I've been making off of it has really slowed down. Not investment advice. I try to put that in everyone. Whenever I'm talking about this kind of thing, I like to say I'm not an investment advisor, but I have chosen to put a bunch of DEC into this. And up to the last couple of weeks, it's been bringing me in about 500 DEC a day or something like that. It's just for some reason has slowed down over the last week. But with that said, I did go in and buy some DEC this week because I had to spend a bunch of DEC on my land because I have been trying to improve the stakeout of my land. In other words, some of my property, I've got a couple properties, they're not fully staked out. Just back to Sharon's point, a lot of these ones I first started out, you can see 50,000 on each single land. So it behooves me, if I'm going to improve a card, to go ahead and improve it on that. So what I've been doing is kind of, like I said, I have a lot of max level gold foil Chaos Legion commons staked out on these lands, and I've been trading those up to like max level rares, or in some cases max level standard foil betas to improve the production power and not have to add any more DEC to my stakeout. Now, there's some lands that I have that don't have much production power on them currently, and therefore don't require a full stakeout, right? But I'm working on them slowly, but as I do, it requires, a bunch of extra DEC as time goes along. So I added a max level, it was right here. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Okay, no, this is, yeah. This one I had added a work or two. It was a max level common gold foil. And then I had to come out of pocket for 10,000 DEC to get the, to add that up. But, it's a slow improvement over time, even though I've been playing all along, Sharon, to Sharon's point. I still have land that I'm still working on, and there's a lot of people at the top end that look at the way I do it and they're like, you're not, you're only using max level gold foil commons, and they've got really expensive cards on theirs. Frankly, if I have a really expensive card that I don't have a number of copies of, I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to have my bot playing it in wild, right? But, either way, I've come out of pocket for some DEC and I needed more DEC. I'll probably go in and buy some more SPS this week. Another valid point that Azarkhan wanted me to bring up is that back to the process of buying DEC and SPS over on Hive Engine. What he wanted me to tell everybody is that when you bring in swap.eth into Hive Engine and you're going to trade it for SPS or DEC, you are better served to trade it to Hive, swap Hive, and then trade the swap Hive for DEC or SPS, because there's a small amount of liquidity, okay? Now, I've never run into this because, frankly, I think the most I've ever transferred in at one time was like $100. Azarkhan is a big dog, and he deals in large amounts of money, thousands of dollars at a time. So if you are talking about large amounts of money that you're bringing in as DEC and want to transfer DEC or SPS, then just to play it safe, bring it in, swap it to Swap Hive, and then use Swap Hive to buy your SPS or DEC. So I amended my post over on this post on the Hive blog that I had put up that got very good reception, partially because Azarcon helped me out with it, but I amended that as well. So this is another place if you're playing Splinterlands and you have an idea for something you want to talk about that's informative about Splinterlands, you can come over and post the Hive blog, okay? And you can, there's a lot of people that create much better edited documents than I do and are very creative and add pictures about playing Splinterlands or something like that. But you can post here and people can vote on it and you can earn a little bit of money on it. You can earn a little bit of Hive on it. And if you earn Hive off of creating an article over here talking about your adventures in Splinterlands or what you're doing, or if you came up with it, you're talking about a card, it can be anything really. And you can write a small article about it and post it. People can vote and send you a little bit of Hive. You can take that Hive and send it over to Hive and convert it to SPS and DEC right there on Hive Engine. So that's another way you can earn that kind of, I think, gets overlooked. So just format yourself a nice article. You don't want to go in there and you don't want to slap junk in there, right? And you don't want to spam it. You want to create articles that they have good information in them as far as, you know, playing Splinterlands or your approach to it or what you're learning, or if you're talking about a specific card or a card set, and then earn a little bit of Hive off of it, which you can, you know, make DEC or SPS off of. I just figured I would talk about that since that's what I've been doing the last few days. It took me like 6 to 8 hours to put together that video, including, you know, investigating. Okay, let's jump back into chat. I got off on a tangent. Gathering says, fun trying to win 15 games in Frontier mode on 3 accounts. I have a hard time. I've got like 4 accounts now, but I have a hard time keeping 2 going. Like I said, it's just time is gold. Time is like gold in your life, right? You only have so much of it. You got to choose what to spend it on. Ghostly BG says, at Gathering the Magic, I pitched my suggestion to lower the requirements to 3, 4, and 5 wins, or total of 12, or a win rate of 50% for a 24-hour energy period to Dave. I don't exactly know what's going on about that suggestion because I haven't played yet, but I'll think about it whenever I am playing. Tom King is in the house, or otherwise known as Loving the Moo in my guild, top of my guild. Welcome, Moo. Good afternoon. Gathering says, I would leave it at 5, make the cards harder to get, and they will retain value longer. Ghostly says, right now, you've got to have a win rate of 62% to complete the quest. Okay, that's a pretty good win rate. I probably have to go back and look at my activity, but I think I'm doing good to have a 50% win rate. Well, my Archmage bot. Look at that. You know, one time the Archmage bot bailed me out of a battle. I'd have to go back and look at them, but I think I'm considering if I'm above 50%, that's really good. You know what I mean? Gathering says, exactly. Make it difficult to get. I lost my place in chat. Ghostly says, I don't think that's a nice experience for a new player. This is a mode for the new players, not for us at the end of the day. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that requiring more than 50% win rate is kind of harsh. Now, if it's set up to be incrementally get harder and harder and harder as it goes along, maybe at the end, you know, make it hard, kind of like that last match in the campaign mode is pretty difficult, you know. Karen says, I agree. Too many experienced players. If you lose too many, it can be frustrating. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all of us who've played for a while, you know, you get in one of those days and you just lost. And then you're like, I'm going to do something else instead of sit here losing. Here's another battle that just came up. Let's check it out and see who wins. Me against Thag. Isn't there a card named Thag? There's a character named Thag somewhere that I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's a card named Thag. DeHaas says, hit those votes, folks. Thumbs up, help the algorithm. Yes, please leave a like on the live stream and any videos you watch. I greatly appreciate it. And especially if you want to leave a little comment in the comment section. It shows YouTube algorithm that people are interacting with the video. The problem we have with covering Splinterlands as YouTubers is it's just a small niche. So the more activity we have with these videos, the better that the better chance we as YouTubers have that people will see Splinterlands related videos. Helps us out, helps Splinterlands out. So I appreciate it. Also subscribe if you're not subscribed. Helps me out too. Okay, so I won that one. I'm in Diamond 2 currently with my main account. I won 917 glint and 5.1 SPS. Nice. I've got a decent amount of energy backed up. I usually, the last 3 or 4 days of the season, usually I have the bot set at once per hour. The last 3 or 4 days of the season, I usually just kick that up to 2 times an hour and let it drain my energy. Ghostly BG says, Tom of the Llama won the pickle 2 days in a row with 40 tickets. That's the magic number, it seems. Now, how much, what's the value? What's the price on 40 tickets currently? Is anybody selling tickets? It would be under other items. Thanks, everybody, for dropping by. Let's see here. Tickets would be at the bottom, right? So we've got Wagon Kit. Here we go. Fortune tickets. So that's about $22. $22 per pickle, basically. So a ticket is 54 cents, basically. So, or 55. Let's just say 55. Times 40. Yep, I was right. 22 bucks. Okay. So 22 bucks per pickle. Unless he made the tickets, and then the cost would be less, right? And Gathering said the first day was 400. Whew, that's expensive. Of course, depending upon what he got, right? What type of pickle he got. Adi78 is here. Welcome, Adi. Thanks for dropping by. Fusion Sound is here. Love to see new names in the house. Welcome, Fusion. Happy Saturday, SPS fam. Enjoying Modern League. Still relatively competitive with a Max Tofu hitting champ like a hot knife through butter to start the season. Yeah, sounds like Tofu is still the man. I do not have a Tofu. Too expensive for my blood, but let's see what Tofus are going for these days. If you got a Tofu back in the day, you are probably appreciating that before the cost went up. Let's what is it? Let's see here. He's going to be legendary, and it's going to be modern. Okay, where I just wanted to see what the price of a tofu is currently. Here we go. Whew. 58 bucks a copy. Max level is $385. Yep, outside of my price range. Now, if you play tofu, who is that? Fusion. Let me know what is the great combination with tofu that leads you to great success, because I don't have one, and therefore I don't play it. Obviously, I know this is the top level type card that people need to play, but I don't have it due to price, so I don't know what the combination there is and what makes Tofu such a good card. Okay, so Tofu has +2 health to each unit, has Snare, has thorns. Health and thorns are pretty good combination, or pretty good abilities to give everybody. Snare, less so much. Maybe in an earthquake match would come in handy. And then it has divine shield and corrosive ward. Increases all damage once, ignores all damage once after the divine shield is destroyed, and -2 to attacker's armor. Or scavenger, +1 health and max health each time any unit is defeated, and triage. I'm guessing that this scavenger and triage is what people like, but let me know in the chat. Meanwhile, what I want to do is, you know what? I want to open my card pack of the week. So we have to go to the shop and go to card packs. Give me 1 minute. I am going to add some credits to my account. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to buy 2 packs this week, just because it's been a good week. Good reception on that video. Hasn't gotten a lot of watches on YouTube, but between the performance on the Hive Engine blog, it's been a good reception of that video. So I'll open up 2 packs, and then we'll see if I can increase the staking on my wagons. By the way, I'm just buying credits with PayPal right now. I just took it off the screen just in case it showed any personal information. By the way, whoever on the team came up with the idea on the wagons screen to auto stake, that's a great time saver. Love that. Okay, so let's go back. I put my credits in. Let's buy some card packs. I have been opening alchemy packs because I've been fighting gold foil brawls, and that's what I've been concentrating on. So let's go in and let's buy 2. And then we'll make sure we have enough potions to open them. Okay, let's jump back into chat for a minute. Lady Sharon says, oh, speaking of aura, is there a way to buy or trade it? No. You make aura on your lands. You can harvest aura, just like Gathering said in chat. Lady Sharon said, piffle. That's a funny word. Okay, far future then. Yeah, we can talk about it if you want. I've done videos on it before, but basically it's something you can produce on land, and there are certain type of lands that give you bonus to doing it. Those same type of lands can also do research. Producing aura requires basically a bunch of the other, a little bit of wood and a little bit of each of the resources to create your aura on a weekly basis. Gathering says, I unstake 25% of my SPS for funds to build my land more. Yeah, that's one of the things about this game. You can shift the types of money, if you will, SPS or DEC, around and do different things with it. Because if you have more SPS or more DEC, you can go over to Hive Engine and convert it back and forth and use it for various purposes. DEC can be used for basically buying most different things in the game, and that's its specific purpose, right? Okay, do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough black foil. I have enough of all the potions. So let's go ahead and open, see what I get. Cross your fingers for me. Okay. Last week's draw was okay. It was above average. Okay, this is going to be an average pack. So we got a Caravan Guard, got a Step Walker. Hey, it's a second gold foil in the pack. Got a Mystic Mudbringer, and the rare is the Grimward Ruin Shot. And So a little bit above average, 2 gold foil commons. I won't complain about that. Okay, second card pack. Cross my fingers. It's got to be better. Be better than the last one. Okay, there's an epic. And a rare gold foil. Nice. Okay, got a Conclave Artificer, Mystic Mudbinder. I like cards with camouflage because that automatically tells me kind of where the position they meant this card to be, kind of in the back in a lot of cases. Okay, let's open the rare gold foil. Hey, it's a gold foil Flamunculus. Phlegmunculus. I mispronounce that every time. I also love cards with close range, especially with the new Gnome Archon. It's one of my favorite splinters, or what do they call it now? Elements. One of my favorite new element is black for because of that close range. And nice, a Ferris Brewer. Reminds me of Ferris Bueller. Okay, let's go into items and check out how I'm doing. Let's reset. Let's go into Conclave Arcana and Gold Foil. See what I'm looking at here. So I'm playing around in the silver gold foil brawls. So that's what I'm looking at here. Let's see here. It's taken me a while to get used to, and I'm still not used to the fact that you're not seeing a red number up here for multiple copies of a card, and the multiple copies of the card is under here. So a lot of my gold foils are level 4. Let me look at my Archons. My Archons are all sitting at level 3. I have not purchased the gold foil legendary due to price, but I do need to go through here and level these up to level 4. So I need one more to make this a level 4. Let's see here. Actually, let's try this. Yeah, still need one more. Okay, let's take off Archons. Let's see what everybody's saying in chat. DeHaas says SPL Trader has been a lot of reduction in total staking. People have pulled quite a bit, which reduces how many cards they can be turned each day. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not enough of a numbers guy to tell you. My percentage on Splinter Trader has stayed kind of the same, and I haven't really been adding any. I've just noticed that I've been earning a lot less. Although to me, any DEC I make on a daily basis is good DEC. Because when I get to that point, I can bring it into game and do whatever I want with it, right? Let me see. What I wanted to look at was my epics. Because this has kind of been, the epics and legendary has kind of been the sticking point because due to their prices. So, oh, you know what? The Ferris Brewer I just got was not a gold foil. It was a standard foil. I might sell that off to get a little bit of DEC because I'm not using it. My main focus is gold foil. But like the epics are, just for example, Blazebeard Merc, let's go into the market. No, market. Buy cards. Sorry, wrong selection. Gold foil and epic. So these are going for, they're not cheap, right? So I've been you know, kind of bulking up my commons and rares, but the epics and legendaries in the set, I've been leaving to hopefully get one in a pack once in a while, since I've been opening packs on a weekly basis. Not a whole lot, I know. I'm not one of those big pack openers, but I figured with this new set, I would just go ahead and open gold foil packs every week. Gathering says, was thinking of going for 11 BCX of Gold Foil Chaos Rares. Same production, but only needs 5k DEC instead of 10k. As far as 11 BCX goes instead of max, let's go and look at what you're talking about. Chaos Legion, rare, Gold Foil, and rare. And let's just go with core. So if you go with 11 BCX, you're talking level 6, and you have 2,000. Okay, so this is his point, okay? And it's a good point. So I am currently, a lot of my lands have max level commons, okay? And you can see that the production power on a max level common gold foil from Chaos Legion is 2,000 production power. Right. Now, he is stating basically that, and it's a good point, that if you go with rare instead, but don't take it to the full level, just take it to level 6, you are getting the same production power, but it's costing you much less DEC to stake it, half the DEC to stake that card. Good point. Good point. I hadn't checked that out. I had just been, in a lot of cases, I already had the 10,000 DEC staked, so I was kind of trading out a max level common for a max level rare. And at the same time, we can look at other cards that I've been looking at. Let's go over to items, my card collection, and beta. And now beta, not beta rares or epics. The last one I did was an epic, to tell you the truth. It's not a gold foil. It is a standard foil, and it is a max level, but you can see that the production is 6250. Of course, that would require the 10,000 DEC. What I guess my point of this discussion is, when you're in the land game, you have to look. Don't just kind of put narrow blinders on. You've got to look at, you've got to think about, well, how much money do I want to spend on the card to put on my land? And then from there, find out what your best deal as far as most production power you can get for that money. And I do think that Peak Monsters has a filter for that. However, I'm not familiar with it. And then sometimes it'll be a gold foil chaos. A lot of times, to me, it'll be a gold foil Chaos Legion from the value perspective. But sometimes it's going to be a beta card, believe it or not. And then you can use that to put some beta cards into your collection and add more production power and maybe get a good deal. Because all it takes is a day for somebody to be, say, hey, I want to get rid of some of my beta cards and buy some new cards, right? And then they're putting good deals on the market. And if you come along at the right time, you can grab a deal, right? Same way with lands. You just got to check consistently. But let's go back to my items. Let's go to rares. I have a lot more rares than I do this. So say, for instance, that is, let's go to max. Okay. Either way, I lost my place. Okay, let's go back into chat. Good point though, Gathering. Fusion says, I powered down my 91 plots of land. That's a lot of land, and I'm at like 24 or 25, something like that. And converted the DEC SPS to 40 Litecoin, waiting for Litecoin to pump to power back up the plots and restack. Okay, well, that's another good point. this person is had traded out everything he had in Splinterlands for a Litecoin and is hoping that it goes up. It's like, once again, not an investment channel really, but that's basically what they're doing. Good point. Lady Sharon says, I rented 2 sets of cards at the suggestion of someone on my Bronze Dragons forum. Cost 2 DEC a day, and I'm making more than a production power per stake DEC due to the 10% elemental bust. Yeah, I mean, you can rent cards even for play. You can rent cards for very low money these days. Sharon goes on to say, we'll need to make sure I do a last harvest right before season ends. Well, really yeah, I can see if you're talking about your rental, that would help out. You definitely want to make sure you harvest at least once a week, because at that 7-day point, it stops producing. You're at your max production, and you're basically losing production if you don't harvest at least once a week. Guilty. Done that once or a few times. Lee's here. Welcome, Lee. Thanks for dropping by. Says, good morning or afternoon. Atlas stream coming soon. Okay. My main Atlas stream is tomorrow on Sunday, but I am going to join the Beer Money Engine, and I believe he said that he's going to stream at 2 o'clock. That's the first thing. So keep your eyes on the Beer Money Engine channel, and I will be on there this afternoon to watch the fight for president, as it were. Beer Money Engines in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, I was just talking about you. DeHaas says, won that tofu from Gathering, and he has been doing tons of work. Big learning curve, but fantastic cards. Nice. Joffrey Jones is in the house. Welcome. Says that Bella destroys tofu. That's wrong. Okay. DeHaas says corrosive ward plus thorns is painful, at least in low gold. Got to protect that PII. Oh, they were talking about whenever I opened the packs. Paul says that gold rare is one of the better non-summoner rares. Nice. Is Droid Dude's here. Welcome, Droid Dude. Is Splinterlands a play-to-earn game? Yes. However, you cannot earn without putting money into the game. It is a Web3 game. It is on the Hive blockchain. I have tons of videos if you want to look into it. If you just go to the main website, splinterlands.com, you can read through the game description. It is a game you may like if you like collectible card games. That's what drew me in. I was an old-time Magic the Gathering player. Love this game because you can buy, sell, trade cards. There are various ways in the game to make money. However, you're not going to come into it and make money without putting some money into it. Buy cards, stake SPS, things like that. It's just the way the whole economy works. You can get in, you can earn various things like cards and different type of. There's a plethora of different things you can buy, sell, and trade. We can go onto the market and you can kind of see this idea. You have the buy or rent cards and sell rent cards and other items that you can sell as well. You can see packs. You can see land plots. You can see totems for the land plots. You can see titles. So there's a number of different things that you can create in the game. You can harvest in the game. You can make in the game and turn around and sell that for a profit. But the key takeaway is that you're going to need to put money into the game to be able to earn money. So because it's not a sustainable in Web3 or any game. There's got to be a way to make money. And from those of you who are from playing Atlas Earth, the way on that game they make money off of us is they show us advertisements. In this game, there's no advertisements. So there's got to be a way to be self-sustaining for the game to keep. And obviously the team or the that makes the game, just like any other collectible card game, they make money when you buy card packs. Like I just bought 2 card packs, spent $24 off of each, but I got 3 gold foil cards out of it and a few other nice cards, right? I could turn around on the market and sell those cards, you know. So I bought, let's see here, let's go reset. Conclave gold foil. I got a Flamunculus today. So I got this card out of a pack. I could turn around and I could sell that on the market for about $5 if I wanted to. And once in a while in a pack, you're going to hit a legendary. Let's go to the market and just look at the legendary. It's just a sake of argument, just because he asked. But once in a while, if you hit a legendary, look at this. You know, you can sell them for $88, $100, $75. Now, if you're really lucky and you draw a black foil from a pack, then you can sell them for, you know, a number. You know, let's go and select core. Anyway, the black foils are maximum level cards. You can sell them for a lot of money, right? So we're talking, you know, from the hundreds to the thousands of dollars. You can buy black foils off of them. So yes, you can definitely make money off this game, but you're going to have to put money into it. So let's see here. Lady Sharon says, I think there's a lot of inside jokes, Easter eggs in this game with the card names. Yeah, I agree. But that's in a lot of games, right? DeHaas says, at Droid Dude, yep, you can earn crypto by playing, and all your cards are NFTs and you own. Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, you go in and you, just to Droid Dude's question, you know, like this is, you know, all my different previous matches, you know, within the last few hours. And like on this one, you can see that besides just buy, sell, and trading cards, you can see that on each match, I win a little bit. So I won some glint, which I can turn around and buy more cards with. And other things, or play more, buy energy to play more. And then I won 5 SPS, okay? So this SPS is a cryptocurrency, which you can turn around and sell for US dollars or, you know, whatever your currency is in the country you live, you know? So yes, there's multiple ways to make money. But I think my main point is I don't want you to come into the game and think you're going to make money without spending any money. Can you play the game without spending money? Sure. There's great new features within the game. The frontier mode we were talking about. You can earn cards and play the cards, but if you haven't moved past that stage and haven't started, you know, buying packs and, you know, things like that, then you're not going to be able to earn SPS. Because like I said, it's not sustainable, you know. It's a tricky thing. First of all, on one side, you have to create a game that is fun to play, right? And then on the other side, they have the crypto part of it where people come into the game, they want to make money. And, you know, they have to kind of spend a certain percentage of their time making the game fun to play and bringing it up to date so, you know, new players want to come in and play it. And on the other side, they have to balance out how people are making money and making sure it's a fair and not being abused system. So it's a tricky situation for the team to be in. Okay, we are coming down towards the bottom of the hour. Got lots of chat going on. DeHaas says, oh, there's definitely are, Lady Sharon. Folks have been able to influence the development of cards through the ages. Oh, yeah. As far as the naming goes. Merlin Matrix says, give the like a smash, please. Please, whenever you see my videos, if you want the Splinterlands coverage to go out to more people, please give a like. And I like to talk to people about this. Clicking that like on a video doesn't necessarily say you agree with the topic. It agrees with the fact that you like me covering Splinterlands. I may be covering something in Splinterlands that you didn't like the idea of. it's still a like on the video because you like me covering Splinterlands, but in the chat below it, say, hey, I didn't like that they did this because, and present a couple of your reasons, right? Don't just say, this sucks, you know. I like to hear valid conversation because a lot of times I go back into those comments. I try to reply to everybody if you have a logical comment, right? But a lot of times I'll go back and I'll use, somebody will spur an idea for a video, and they bring up a good point in the comment section, and I'll create a video off it. DeHaas says, I think Frontier is going to make idle casual people a bit more sticky with the game, which could eventually increase spellbook conversions. Nice. Gathering gets the last comment. Says, Splinterlands has been here for 7 years, and the game continues to grow and evolve. Great things ahead. Yeah, I mean, everybody who's played for quite a while, you don't agree with everything going on in the game and the changes, but you have to agree that they've made enough changes to the game and followed their logic to try to prevent certain types of abuse and keep the game going. You know, 7 years in any type of video game is a long time, let alone a Web3 crypto game. That is, you know, like kind of like dog years, right? Either way, this has been Dron's Dragon. I want to thank you for dropping by and discussing Splinterlands with me this week. I hope your coming week goes great, and please join me in the future. Like I said, if you haven't watched that video I posted this past week about buying SPS and DEC, please do. And if you're a new player, don't get overly worried about it. You know, at a certain point, you want to buy SPS and DEC to play the game if you're still playing the game. It is a little bit of a, you have to create a few accounts, but just go by the step-by-step process I have in the video, and you should be able to, get it done. And you don't have to do it a whole lot. There are some people that are buying, selling, trading SPS and DEC on a daily basis because they make a lot of money off of it. I just do it occasionally whenever I want to increase my SPS stake, or when I'm kind of getting down on DEC and I want to put more into land or something or other. Either way, thanks for dropping by. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Splinterlands.